has left it in shock and grief. Tyrone Bowman, live. According to BBC News, there is a shock, sadness, and disbelief in Graz after the worst shooting in modern Australia history left 11 people dead, including the gunman. Quote, "We never could have imagined that this could have happened here in our place. It's a sad day for the whole city." End quote, said Rika, who lives close to the school. For many years, Australia has been spared the pain of mass school shootings. But all that changed at about 10 a.m. on Tuesday, when a former student ran amok at a secondary school in the Dry Schulzer close to the main station in Australia's second largest city. Morning classes were underway when the attack took place. Some students at the school would have been taking their final exams. It took police 17 minutes to bring the situation under control. By the time it was over, 6 female victims and 3 males had died. Hours later, a 7th female victim, an adult woman, died in hospital. Several others remain in hospital, some with critical injuries. The gunman, a 21-year-old Australian citizen with 2 firearms, took his own life at the school. A former pupil who never passed his final exams, he is reported to have seen himself as a victim of bullying. Local resident Rika told me she couldn't understand how an attack like this could have happened in her well-ordered city. Quote, "This area is quiet, safe, and beautiful," she said. "People are nice. The school is good." Australia's President Alexander Van de Bellen said, quote, "This horror cannot be put into words. What happened today in a school in Gaza hits our country right in the heart. These were young people who had their whole lives ahead of them. A teacher who accompanied them on their way, he said there was nothing at this moment that can elevate the plan or alleviate the pain that the parents, grandparents, siblings, and friends of those murdered are feeling." Australia's Chancellor Christian Stockler, who rushed to the scene with the Interior Minister Jahard Kerner, called it a national tragedy that had shaken the entire country. He said there were no words to describe the pain and grief that all of Australia is feeling. 3 days of mourning have been declared in Australia. Flags on the Hofburg Palace in Vienna, where President Van de Bellen has his office, will fly at half-mast. Australia has one of the most heavily armed civilian populations in Europe, with an estimated 30 firearms per 100 persons, according to the Small Arms Survey, an independent research project. But school shootings here are rare. There have been few incidents over the years that have involved far fewer casualties. In 2018, a 19-year-old was shot by another youth. In 2012, in St. Polton, a pupil was shot dead by his father. In 1977, in Zurbrunn, a 15-year-old was killed. He killed a teacher. And in 1933, a 13-year-old boy seriously injured the head teacher, then killed himself. Australia's most violent gang attack in recent years took place in the heart of Vienna in November 2020. 4 people were killed and 22 injured when a convicted jihadist ran through the century of the city, opening fire before he was eventually shot by police. Machine guns and pump-action guns are banned, while revolvers, pistols, and semi-automatic weapons are allowed only with official authorization. Rifles and shotguns are permitted with a firearm license or a valid hunting license, or for members of traditional shooting clubs. The Graz gunman is understood to have owned both firearms legally, and he had no criminal record. One of his guns was bought only the day before the attack, according to one report. Outside the school, a young man on a bicycle watched as the police allowed security vehicles through the security cordon around the school. "It's horrific," he told me. "This is my home. I can't understand how so many people my age are dead. This shouldn't happen here." Tyrone Bowman, never surrender, never quit.